All right, I think we're good. Hello, hello. Hope you're all doing well. If you're watching this in the future, we do a Q&A every 2 weeks. So today is the 15th. So the next one will be the 29th at 4 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. We just kind of answer any questions, go over a few use cases, and if there's anything that you're stuck building, any bugs that you're facing, happy to talk about them. I'm going to go ahead and ping our Discord community. So if you would like to join that and get these notifications, then the link for that is in the description below. Sorry, my camera is right in the way. All right, I got that link. Cool. So I hope you're all doing well. Trying to get everything situated right here. I hope you're all doing well. I hope it's beautiful and sunny wherever you're at, and you're all happy and healthy wherever you are. I think it's nice and sunny here. Yeah, 94 degrees, so pretty sunny. But we'll give it a few minutes, let people jump in here. Yeah, it's sunny and 94 right now, but I guess we're getting a dust storm where I'm at here soon, so who knows if it stays nice and sunny. But yeah, we'll kick it off a couple minutes after. Yeah, I haven't read too many of the headlines, but I guess a dust storm is gonna pass over Florida here. So it'll be my first one I've ever seen. I don't know what to expect, but hopefully, I mean, it can't be too bad, surely. But yeah, we'll hang out, give it a few minutes. Captain Morgan, I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad you're here too. I hope you've been doing well. Yeah, I caught the headline of it, so I will update in 2 weeks how that goes. And got some exciting stuff never working on that I'm excited to share. Also got some new users on the platform today, which is pretty cool. A lot of signups. We'll talk about that. Go over that use case just briefly. And yeah, just hang out, answer any questions. If you're hitting any bugs on the software that we can help out with. I don't think we do have big news. I don't know if it's on. I believe it was deployed, but I don't think it's in our docs yet. But we have a cool new feature that some members of our backend team cranked out that we're excited about. Uh, I wonder if it's. I believe it is live. Yeah, it is live. So we'll have to talk about that. Yeah, we'll make an announcement and everything later on. But got a new feature that's been a long time in the making, I believe, that we're excited to release. I believe it came out yesterday afternoon. But yeah, we'll give it a few minutes here. Let people join in and see what y'all are working on. I have some barn burner questions for you today, Derek. Hopefully I can answer them. Hopefully I can answer them. I'll try my best. I'll try my best. No, I enjoyed the tough questions. The tough questions make me better because if I don't know it, I can look it up, try to figure it out. No, I always like good questions. Yeah, I guess we'll jump in here. I don't anticipate a whole bunch of people joining today, so we'll just jump on in. We got some new stuff that we'll officially announce later on, but we'll kind of show it off a little bit here. I haven't played with it on the live site yet, so it'll be cool to get it up and going. We'll just make a new script. There we go, much better. Yeah, so we got a new feature that, like I said, we'll officially announce later on. So it'll be in our documentation and everything later. But yeah, we deployed deployments. Um, a joke that someone made on the team. So right now, the way that WayScript has been working all this time is that everything that you create is just kind of in a sense auto deployed, right? So if we had a little website and we just created a few steps like this, we'll pull in this default HTML code into this response content. So everything that WayScript has been so far has been in a state of like auto deployed, right? Where we pull this in and then in real time it creates the finished product, right? A deployed version. But now you have the option to take that and turn that off. So now you can say, let's read this text because it probably explains it way better than what I can. So triggers will only work in .prod version of this program. Test events will continue to work in the dev version. Also, for any triggers to work in the .prod version, make sure you turn them on before deploying. Cool. So what that means is we hit continue here. Now we have two versions of the script. So we have a deployed version and we have a dev version. The problem that we tried to solve with this is that whenever someone was editing a script, if someone was to run it, then it kind of kicks you out and you're unable to edit it. Excuse me. So now you can edit it. Say this website that you created here has a bunch of traffic, and you don't want to take it offline to edit it. Now you can just set up a prod and a dev version and deploy it. So we'll manually deploy this. And now I believe we should have, yeah, this .prod over here. So can't edit this, but you don't want to. Instead, we'll just edit the non-prod version. So pretty cool. Solves a lot of the problems that we were having with like very popular scripts on the platform. And if you want to keep on developing the same way that you were before, then just don't turn it on. We'll leave the default as auto deployed for as long as I know about. That'll be the way it works. And then if you need the advanced features, you can do it like that. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. That came out yesterday, and we'll announce it later on. You have a live script and a sandbox script. Yeah, so like if you mean sandbox, like yeah, like a dev script. Yeah, that's what it is. So you can do all your changes and build everything in one, and then just deploy it whenever it's done. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Definitely helpful if you're building something with and you're anticipating a lot of traffic. So like if I had 200 people going to this URL all the time, I wouldn't be able to change it without taking it down. And that's no good. Test mode. This is clever. Yeah. Yeah, the backend team did really well with this. A couple members of our backend team. But yeah, it's super cool. Excuse me. I think my voice is giving out. Need to live stream more. Already wore out after 10 minutes. But yeah, so we're excited about this. Very excited to see what people build with it. Uh, there was, the limitations of not editing high volume scripts, and now that limitation's kind of gone. So, big improvement from our eyes. This is something that I think has been on the roadmap for a very long time. So it's cool to see it actually on the live side. It's super cool. So yeah, we're excited about that. Got a lot of cool stuff that we're working on behind the scenes. Some secret projects and whatnot. Um, Working on some probably more public projects with some modules. I believe that should be coming out. Um, and I think that's it for the most part. Can't disclose too much. Yeah. Um, we'll talk about something that we're excited about today. So we've had a bunch of new people join the platform, which is pretty cool. I believe it's in the. Probably shouldn't give a number, but had a lot of people join. Talked about this in the last live stream, but this script has just, as someone on the team says, has gone to the moon. So we've gotten a ton of people to use this Gestion impact check-in helper. So pretty cool little script. To my understanding, I'm probably gonna totally explain this wrong, but apparently, Genshin Impact is a game in which you can log in daily and get some type of reward, and people are automating that, which is pretty cool. That's what WayScript is kind of built for. These automated steps, automated Python code. So that's pretty cool. Um, yeah. So 2,300, which is pretty crazy. I think it was at 1,000 this morning. But we're excited for all the new people joining the platform. It's a neat use case. Yeah, I might have to play it. I looked at it this morning. I think I've seen a few people play it like on Twitch from time to time, but I never watched too much. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool that a lot of people from all sorts of different communities are finding value out of WayScript. So that's always nice. Good day, gentlemen. Good day. Uh, Farming the game. Yeah, right? And they're probably all level 100, all maxed out after a couple months of running this code. But yeah, pretty cool. So if you're new to the community, welcome, welcome. Excited that you're on the platform. You might have to teach us how to game a little bit if you get the chance. Teach us how to be gamers. But very cool, very cool. Welcome to the community. I'm learning what you guys allow. Yeah, you can do pretty much. I don't want to say anything, but um, yeah, I mean, in our terms of service, it's just like don't abuse the platform, right? Um, so like we're probably not the best site if you want to run like Bitcoin mining or anything like that. But yeah, I think that's totally acceptable and pretty cool. Pretty cool use case, you know. Automating Python, that's what we strive on. But very cool. Yeah, I might have to set it up for myself. I wonder if you can make it a free account and see what it does, see how it works. But yeah, we're excited about that. Um, excited about deployments. And yeah, for me personally, I'm working on some Salesforce stuff. Thinking about a couple triggers that we can add. Um, and yeah, so I need to see a good use case of functions. Yeah, we can do it. Like a function call. Yeah, so um, you know, uh, with functions, anytime, it changes from person to person on what you want to include in your functions. But anytime that you're using any bit of code that you want to reuse in multiple different pieces of your overall like repository, then you probably want to use a function. Um, anytime you find yourself like typing stuff multiple times, then a function is pretty good. So um, we'll call it function one. If I understand your question, do you mean like Python functions or do you mean uh like the the visual, like the function call and building a function? Let's see. I need to see function B run and function D, as it were. I need you to give some cases. WayScript functions. Gotcha. Yeah, so I believe I have a good example on this. I'm guilty because I do not use them that often. Yeah, maybe I don't have a demo. Let me pull up the docs here real quick. So make sure I don't take us down a rabbit hole. So your use case is, let me pull you over here. Function calls, yes. I've seen one of your videos and I think this might be a good idea for making modules. Yeah, yeah, no, it definitely is. So I don't know, we did introduce like the paradigm of calling functions from different scripts, but I don't know if I would necessarily use that. But calling functions within the same script, so like I have function one in main here, doing this like function call and then calling function one is pretty good, I think. So let's say, excuse me, let's say I have some Python logic in here, and we'll do, like just a little scrape. Um, scrape output. Let me make sure I'm not covering this up. Nope, we're good. Scrape output equal to R. should be fine. Just kidding, we need, we're getting a weird object from that, so we need to make sure that we turn it into something that we can output. So we'll get the HTML code, which we got with .content. So now what we'll do is we'll call that function. We got function 1 here. We'll call it something a little bit better. So scrape website. And now from this script, what we can do is just run that function. I'll get rid of this Python step and then do something with it. We'll just print it to our log. We'll sync everything up. We'll run this. Yeah. So we can call it from this one and then do something with it. Can I give a use case question here? Yeah, for sure. That'd probably be better than me doing this. It's weird. I gotta move the chat back. I feel like I'm looking away. There we go, much better. Well, actually, just kidding. Now we're good. Yeah, so if you have a specific use case, we can dive into that. Hello, long time no see. Hello, hello. Good to see you back. Give me a second to make the question. Sure thing. Yeah, I'll keep on building out this example a little bit here. And there's all kinds of fancy stuff you can do with it. Sorry if that's jarring for moving the camera. There we go. You can see my messy desk in the background. But yeah, you can do all sorts of cool stuff with this. In the docs here, we have this recursion example, which I could definitely not do on the fly. I'd have to prep something to show an example like that. But we could do some sort of like sorting algorithm or whatnot. But yeah, we'll return our scrape output here. Play this. And then we should get output. Uh, hey Derek, I also wanted to report a bug. Oh no, a few days ago when I was using web automation via Selenium, headless browser, after running it for 2 to 3 minutes, it created a core.748 named file. The file size was greater than 700 megabytes, and it was getting created randomly. Core, is that the logs? The core.748 file. Selenium. I'll have to do some research into it. It was a core, creating a core.748 named file greater than 700 megabytes, and it was getting created randomly. Yeah, it may be, I'm not super familiar with Selenium, but I do think that let me look. Sometimes I believe a lot of scrapers will create like log files, but I may be totally wrong. Hmm. Yeah, I'll have to dive into that a little bit more. So the file size was too big. I do not have any idea what was the purpose of the file, but after every 2 to 3 runs, it was generating files like core.168, 748, etc. Yeah, yeah, I'll have to look into that. I don't know what the core files are with Selenium. It may be a log file, but I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, I'll have to follow up with you on that one. Um, there might be, which it might totally be, um, something weird happening on our back end with it, or there might be a setting on Selenium to make sure those don't write. But I'll have to look it up. Um, I'll be prepared for that question next time. I'll know what's up. Core files written with Selenium. Thank you for reporting that, because that would stink. Blow through your file storage with just a couple of Selenium runs. That would stink. Um, so function one equals YouTube titles and function two equals YouTube descriptions. But I need the main function to pull function one and two into an HTML output. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So function one, you want YouTube titles, and then function two are the descriptions. So we'll do a YouTube titles, and then we'll do a YouTube descriptions. Excuse me. Pulling that YouTube module. Um, Search for videos by keyword. We'll say, I'll put in a create variable step here. And we'll say keyword YouTube equals Python. Search term will sync up. Then we'll keyword YouTube. And then we'll get YouTube videos. And I believe this will give us our titles here. Oh no, I have to re-authenticate my Google account. Oh no. Okay, well, we'll assume that I'm authenticated here. Uh, because I probably will struggle to authenticate a Google account because it'll ask me to like verify my phone number and is my backup email and everything still okay. So that will take some time. But we'll do the same thing for the descriptions. So create var, create var. What do we say? Python. So we'll do the same thing. YouTube. And descriptions. Hmm. Data about a video. Oh, it might be in the same struct. I see. Uh, oh, nice use case. Function 3 equals form submission. Gotcha. We can do that. So form, we can build that out. Um, Although since I'm still learning the interface, it's still confusing to me about how I can use variable from one function to another. Hope the same can be clarified as well. Yeah, we can go over that. Because if function 3 creates the keyword input form, that becomes a variable. So function 3, gotcha. So your form gives you the variable that you want to search YouTube for. So you want to take that variable, pass it to your functions, and then pass it to like something else. Gotcha. Let me get rid of this. So we have our YouTube titles, our YouTube descriptions, and then this will be the form for search keyword. Search keyword. Nice. Okay, so we'll start from the form. We'll say my form and then have an input of keyword here with the element type of that's broken. We know about it, but tough to get a fix in for that right now. But they still work. So although it doesn't look like it, and then we'll say Python as a keyword as a placeholder. All right, so uh, we'll go and activate this real quick. So we have our form. We'll say Python, and we'll submit it. So we have our input form1 Python, and this is what we'll use to return to a different function. So we'll return, let me sync, we'll refresh. Cool. Thought there was more to that, but maybe not. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Right. Okay. So now that's our keyword. We'll do the function call over here because we need that data over here. So we'll do the function call on form for keyword search. Form for keyword search. Let's run that. And we might have to take out that YouTube step because it will continuously error. So we'll run this. Let me catch up. Function 3 creates a perfect question. That's what I want. Function 3 creates the variable for function 1 and 2. Yeah. Okay. So let me make sure I'm not forgetting something silly here. Create a function, and then that function will have the output name of add outputs. Output name, we want to output our form. So we'll click here. We'll click here. We'll say form. We'll say any output type. And I think that should be good. So now over here, our inputs will be form, and then we'll call it any. And excuse me if I do something wrong here. I don't typically use too much of our visual functions here. I'm taking a look at our docs. It's called the function. Function call. Form for keyword search. Outputs. We want form. All right, let's run that again. Hmm. I don't know if I know enough. We can do it with Python, but I know that's not the question. Hmm. I may have to prep this, but this should be easy. I don't know why it's not working. I'm probably overlooking something simple. Here, I'll just pull the docs over because this is what I'm looking at. So I might be missing something simple. So we have our created variable. We create our second function. Then in that function, we're going to name our function output will be number times 2. Double number, build your logic, result, and then pass that result with the return module. So I don't know what I'm missing. Oh, that's what I'm missing. It didn't. Okay, I thought that something was up, but what was happening is this wasn't loading. So sorry about that. We'll sync this. Oh, it wasn't loading because it didn't have my output set up. Okay, so we're good. We're good. So we'll return our form here. That's what I was missing. So to go over all of that, we had my problem was I set this up after I set up my return. Uh, Let me zoom in a little bit. Sorry, it's pretty small. Well, that is not much better. Let's zoom in like this. So what I was missing was I didn't set up my output here on the form. So if you click the function, sorry, not the form. If you click on the function, set up your output name, then what that will do, here I have form set up. That will create whenever you put a return in your function, this form drop down, and that will let you put the variable that you're creating in that function into that return. So now on this one, I can do the function call, and I believe this should work now. Yeah, it works now. So over here in our function call, what I have going on is I'm calling that function. Kind of tough to see, but I'm calling it using this function to call slot, form for search keyword, and then I'm naming that output variable. So I'm getting that form down here, and we can make that a little bit better. Just kidding. So we have that any type Python right here, and we can make this a different type if we want to. I'm just using any right now, and then we can use it. So if this one is YouTube titles, we can do YouTube and then pass it in. Let me catch up. Dang, sorry, way behind. Also, what is async? So async, there's two different types of, well, there's probably a lot of different types of function calls, but two of the most popular, or like the two ways that most people call functions is uh, async and synchronously. Um, Async means that you do not wait for a function to complete. So in this case, if I was to run this async, say this one took a long time, um, I could run these two functions in parallel, so at the same time. But if they're synchronously, then that means I have to wait on one function to complete before I do the second one. So like async would mean I would run this one all the way through and this one, and however long it takes is however long um, the longer these two take. But synchronously means that it takes the total time of both of the runs. That's probably a very convoluted way to explain it, but async just means they run independent. In my knowledge, async lets you run a particular function in a continuous stretch constantly, waiting for updates. Yeah. Uh, Although that's what my game dev experience. Oh, that's cool. Game developer. That's awesome. I seen it, Derek. When you ran YouTube titles, you lit up both functions. I want that. Yes, I love WayScript. Yeah, yeah. So that function call is just what caused them both to light up. Um, yeah. And sorry about getting confused on the outputs there for a second. We'll make this output more. We'll return this. Let's set this up typing a little bit better so we can go ahead and drag it in. We'll say output type. Little difficult with the broken selector at the moment. Struct. There we go. So now let's run this again. Nice. So now we changed that typing on the return from any to a struct type. So now what we can do is we can go down to this YouTube, get search for videos by keyword, and then we can pull in. Let me refresh. We can pull in. Just kidding. I can't open that at the moment, I guess. But typically, we could just pull this in. So we'll say form dot input one. Is that going to work? No. Hmm. Yeah. So I will report that is broken. But typically, you can open that up and then just pull it in like how you would any other variable. So it might just be some weirdness going on since it's coming from a different function. Um, and I may have broken something too. I don't know. Input type, struct, function call the function, get the variable. Yeah, it might just be an edge case that we haven't thought of. I don't think it's broken for everything, but broken for that right now, definitely, huh? Um, let's see. I seen it when buff it up. Uh, what's good to y'all as well? Hello, hello. Makes sense on async. Thank you. What is the structure? Yeah, so a struct, what we call a struct at WayScript is just a Python dictionary. So it's just a let's pull in a Python step. We make it in the variables panel. We do a little bit to it, but not much. It just is a Python dictionary. Looks like it has these curly brackets, and then it has a key, and then a colon, and then a value. Value 2. But that's what we call a struct, is a Python dictionary. Because it's that's a good question. I guess I guess we may be also referring to a JSON struct, but I believe a Python dictionary and a JSON struct are pretty similar. I guess they don't have the same rules, but yeah, pretty close, I guess. uh, what is the structure, Derek? Also, is it possible that if a particular workflow does not work out as I wanted, some other function gets called? For example, if I want a Python program on one step fails, that if a particular workflow does not work out as I wanted, some other functions get called. Hmm. Yeah, that's tough. So like if you get a Python or if you get an error, then call a different function. Yeah, you could do a code. I don't know if we have the logic steps built for that. Let's see. Sorry. Um, hmm. How would you do that? Packages. Now we need imports, logic. Hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. The first thing I think of is if you're just using code, then like if you get an error, then doing some logic for it. So like depending on what you were running, um, you know, uh, you could definitely get around it. So like what I would do is I would do like a try statement and then um, A equals 2 plus 2, um, and then B, uh, whatever. And then if it didn't work, inside your try statement, then and in your accept, you could have some variable that says function to call, and then I don't think, yeah, that should work. So you could set some variable here, function to call, and then getting around it, if you wanted to use the built-in logic, you could say something like if function to call was equal to 2, then you could call your function here. But I don't think we have a good way, unless maybe we have a try module. I don't think we do though. Yeah, we don't have a try and accept module. That would be kind of cool to build. It would be pretty tough to do. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna write that down. I don't know if it'll be a priority for us, but that would be a kind of neat thing to think about. A little try and accept logic. Um, let's see. Swap YouTube for Python modules. Swap YouTube for Python modules that accepts an input. Okay. So here, all we would do is, let me make sure I get that right. Swap YouTube for Python modules that accepts an input. What we'll do here is we'll delete this, pull in that Python module. And now, since we already have that variable here, let's run this. Yeah, we got it down here. What we can do in our Python code now is we can pull it in. So we can say variables, and then we can access that dictionary that we stored in, which is this variables dictionary, and we can just pull it in. So we've named it form. All we have to do is form, and then we can call it whatever. Actually, that needs to be on the right side. Our execution should be this. Form equals variables form. And now we can say, print form and run this. Should be fine. Yeah, and printed it down here and do whatever we want with it. So if we wanted to print form dot get, and then we'll pull out that Python step. So input, or not that Python step, we'll pull out that Python value from this input one key, and we'll run this. And now we just get Python, so we can do whatever we want with it. And we can say, change it like dot upper, make it capitalized, Python, and scream it to the skies. About a storm here, I think. I hope y'all didn't hear the thunder or see the flash. I guess seeing the flash would be fine, but I wouldn't want to hurt anyone's ears. I guess it's about to start storming pretty bad. Let's see. Thanks. Makes sense on the struct. Now I'm understanding this correctly. I can do a function call from any of the WayScript scripts. Yes, you can. It is possible. I don't know if we've decided if it's a good paradigm to, I guess we have because we built it, right? Um, I think, you know, I don't, from my limited knowledge, uh, I would probably build everything in the same script because the way we kind of think about each of these is that they're their own environment. Uh, I know there's some cases, I just can't think of them right now, where you'd want to call a script to do something. And if it's something simple, then of course, right? So if you have some, let's say I had some script that I called helper functions, right? And I wanted to just build a bunch of helper functions in here. Let's say I had some function that was like, um, simple um, add one, right? And then I could go to a different program and call this to do some step. So in this one, it'd be an add one step. Then yeah, that makes total sense to me. I wouldn't do too much, talking to different scripts and whatnot. But yeah, yeah, I think that makes sense. I love. Uh, oh, that seems like a good alternative. Thanks for the help. I like that answer. I, I love WayScript too much. That's funny. That title, yeah, yeah, that would work too. Yeah, where is it? I already lost it. Got to go back to my profile. But yeah, once you get it with this function call, you can do whatever you want. Code view. So pretty good if like you want to clean the data or something. Let's see. True, Captain Morgan. WayScript makes it all so much easier and simpler to use. Oh, we try our best. We try our best. Yeah, that's the goal. We want to take on traditional development. We want to make it easier to build all these cool things in a fraction of the time. It makes sense to call any function because if you were building JavaScript files, you will have a JS file for style, another for logic. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right for sure. Yeah, I have very limited knowledge when it comes to. I mean, I guess it's the same thing as like working in a repository and having different services kind of talk to each other. Uh, yeah, it's it, yeah, that makes sense. Same with Python, and you then import said Python file to main Python program, right? I'm not a programmer, but I'm assuming this is the case. Yeah, yeah, no, you're right. You're right for sure. Yeah, I think sometimes I question, right? I guess what I was thinking more about was like, is this uh no, I'm thinking too hard about it. But yeah, you're totally right. I was getting confused with like environments and repositories and uh scope and whatnot. But no, you're totally right. And that's, people on the team a lot smarter than me already figured that out, that you were right. So, um, yeah, yeah, it makes sense. But I hope that answers the function call questions. Um, I can share this too if it's helpful. Uh, Let me mark it for shared script. Definitely could be more polished, and I apologize. I got too much stuff going on here. But if you want to find this, just let me know. I can paste it into chat, or it's in our marketplace. Where's the name of this? Under Python functions. So you can find it if you go to community and then community and search Python functions. It'll be there. And I'll polish it too. Um, Definitely not polished right now, but I'll go back and kind of clean this up and maybe add a README. Because I don't think we have a good example right now in our docs. So I'll try to clean this up a little bit, make it a little bit easier to understand. Um, let's see. I'm lost. Oh, there we go. I mean, here's the question as a non-developer. Is it better to have one file with 1,000 lines or 10 files with 100 lines? Ooh, that's a tough question. And there's probably way better answers out there than mine. But, uh, you know, in my mind, it comes down to readability, right? It comes down to the people that have to maintain and work on the project. If it's easier for them to understand it, if it were 10 separate things, then for sure it should be 10 separate things. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the one huge document type things. But it all comes down to preference of working and like best practices and how agile you can be with your development. So uh, you answered the function calls perfectly. Okay, cool. Also, are you guys planning to use any APIs for GitHub? Although I myself am not sure if there's an official API available for the same. Uh, use any APIs for GitHub? Yeah, we have the GitHub webhooks. So we do call. You can set up webhooks using WayScript to your account for like events and stuff. I think we have a module. Yeah, we got a module. I don't know how much functionality is on it. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you can do a little bit with it. Nothing too crazy, I don't think. The trigger is pretty fun to play with. We'll pull that in. It's got quite a bit, I think. Um, Branch events, issue events. Yeah, a little bit. Um, did he answer functions for you too? Seems like you and I are in the same wavelength. Oh yes, definitely got the right idea. We'll play with it to understand it better. Yeah, if you get stuck, just let me know. Happy to help. And might might push it a little bit. There's a section in the docs here about recursion, so I might try to make some kind of. I actually think Jesse might have. I don't know if he redid it or not. Let's go look at it. He might have a recursive function. He does. So this is kind of cool. Um, this is in the marketplace if you want to check it out. Fibonacci sequence by Jesse. He's one of the co-founders and CEO. Looks like he's doing a function call recursively for a Fibonacci sequence. Let's clone it. I want to see this run. I haven't played with this too much. But we'll run this while we're just sitting here hanging out and talking. But yeah, recursive function, if you want to play with this. I'll probably play with this to uh, make one myself. But pretty cool. Let's see. Can we do polling on custom APIs? Right now we don't have a polling module, but You could use, if you wanted to use WayScript build tools to do polling, you could do a form. It's not as good as like straw polls or anything, but you can create a form and set it up with whatever kind of elements you want. So if you wanted a multiple choice form, you could create it as a selector. Apologies for these being broken. And then you can add your options in and get back all the data. We also have a dashboard response. So if you wanted some quick way to set up a dashboard to see your responses, you could do that here too. But nothing natively built for polling right now. That would be a cool module to add in the future. But one thing in the back of our minds is we want to allow users to set up applications like Flask apps, Django apps, Node servers, stuff like that very quickly. So when that comes out, then for sure, you can definitely build your own polling systems then. You can still do it right now, it's just not the easiest. Oh, sorry. Can you do polling on custom APIs? So you want to pull from a custom API? Polling on a custom API. Hmm. Not too sure what you mean, but if you just want to do like calls from an API, then yeah. Yeah, I've not practiced with coding, so I don't mind insight from others who do this for a living. They have a module for GitHub. I have been using Tumblr's API in the system. Ooh, that's cool. Oh my God, I just realized that there's even a module for Zoom. That's so great. Yeah, that's one of our newer ones. I need to play with it myself. Zoom. Would be kind of cool to uh, link this up with alerts of some kind. I'm pretty good about using my Google Calendar for Zoom meetings, but I live off my Google Home. That's what I use for everything. Um, so if I have meetings or something every week, I set it up on my Google Home. So my Google Home is going off like every 30 minutes. But I don't miss too many meetings, so I guess it's working out. Uh, Clearly, I have no idea what polling is. Cool to add, but will be costly on server. Oh, the applications. Yeah, yeah, but definitely something we want. We're taking on we when it comes to superpowers, we definitely want to give people as much as we can. So we want people to be able to log in and set something up in 2 minutes, something that traditionally takes 10 to 15 if you're experienced and know what you're doing. But we want users to just be able to jump in, have an idea, be able to build it in 2 minutes, and have it. How cool would that be? If you have a cool idea and say, a lot of people they want to prototype something for a period of time before they launch it. How cool would it be if you could just prototype it and then scale it for as long as it existed all on one platform? That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Uh, WayScript gives your Google Home more brains, Derek. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I need to set up cool routines with it. People do all sorts of neat stuff, like with lights and whatnot. I have my lights on a routine, but I don't have Google Home connected to those routines. Yeah, there'd be all kinds of neat stuff you can do. I watch Linus Tech Tips from time to time, and he does all sorts of that kinds of stuff, and people enjoy it. I made 2 videos on my channel about like smart home stuff, and they're a couple of my most viewed videos. So maybe we should do some WayScript stuff. Zoom module to Google Home, auto alerter, put some comedy in it, like I'm gonna miss a meeting. Let's see. Also, can you please elaborate on the verify emails module if possible? Verify emails module. Not sure. Aha. I see. I do not know what this is. I haven't used it. Email verify module. But we can figure it out. I didn't know this existed. Oh, powered by mailbox layer. Aha. I see. Okay, so what this is doing is you could probably do the same thing with a bit of like regex or something, but all it's doing is say you have like a big mailing list, right, for emails. We'll say, oh no, that's not what we want. Create var. Let's say we have a big list of emails, so email list, and we'll do something like derek@wayscript.com, and Derek, make sure it's a string. Probably not big enough either. We'll do something like my name. So we have both of these, and let's do a for loop, not Salesforce. Let me refresh. And we'll pass those to that module, and it'll give us a true or a false. Dang, I did it twice. There we go. All right. Third time is the charm. Oh, because it's called loop, of course. We'll pull that in. We'll loop over this list of entries. Create var. So we have our list. We'll loop over them. We'll sync this email list. And then in here, we should have email list item. Excuse me. And we'll just go through and verify each of those. And then for that verification, you can do each of these. So we'll get back a true on the first one, and then probably a false on the second one. I would think. But then again, I haven't used this too much. Doesn't look like it's assigning an output. Oh, there we go. Email format valid. That is strange though. Let me catch up. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know why my for loop there is acting a little weird. Let's see. Sorry. Derek, is there a way to get the code after we built something and run the code in another IDE? Uh, n not currently. Not currently. But is something we're definitely thinking about. Or thinking about solutions that will definitely fix that problem of like how to do that. I can't say too much, but yeah, definitely something we're thinking about. Come on, guys, we got to increase the likes for this session. Thank you, thank you. You got a loop. Yeah, yeah, not a for loop. Not a not a for loop. Let's see. Yeah, it's hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Should it be an if statement? Uh, what I, it could be. What I was trying to do is so the way I would use this verify emails thing is I would pass it a list of emails, right? And then I would create a system to where it would say if valid, then like so we have our valid stuff here, and then I could put an if down here. I didn't include this just yet, but how I would use it is I would say if valid, then add it to like a Google Sheet or something. But I was just trying to go through and loop that email list. So I wanted to pull out each one individually and then check for the validity with this verify email step. Excuse me. But it's strange because or what's strange to me, I don't understand what's going on our back end right now. But what's strange to me is I am looping over them and we can see it in my log here. Let me zoom in. I forgot it doesn't zoom the log. Hell no. So what was strange to me, or like why I was getting confused, is I have this list, right, that has two entries. Um, sorry, not that. This. So it is looping them. So it pulls out the one that I expected to be valid right here, and then analyzed it right here, and then it pulls out the second one, and then it analyzes it. But what was weird to me was it ends with the one that's invalid, and my outputs of the step are valid and the email list item being the first one. So I don't know if we just change that or not. We can add a print statement here. I don't guess it really matters what the outputs are if you're doing something with them. So in this step, we'll just um, print. Let me refresh. We'll just print email format. Maybe that'll fix it. Should be able to see it now in our log. Yeah, there we go. That's why I was getting tripped up. So now it's testing them. So this one is an email address, and it says valid, and then this one is just my name, so it's not an email address, and it says invalid. I think that's all that that module does. So nothing too fancy. Uh, Gotta go, guys. Love today's session. Hope to attend the upcoming ones as well. Take care. I'll take care. Have a good night. Right, that makes sense. I'm sorry, I'm slow. No, no, no. I definitely need double checking. I do appreciate it because sometimes you know me. Sometimes I get caught in a hole that is nowhere near what I should be talking about, and yeah, I don't know why that tripped me up so bad. It's just strange that I was getting those outputs. But yeah, no, I would definitely include an if step on the next one. Uh, you're awesome. Hey to you too, man. Yeah, it looks like a valid email checker. Yeah, I didn't know that module existed. And pretty neat. Definitely cool if you're running like a marketing campaign or something. And the quality score is probably pretty useful too. The quality score is probably pretty useful too. Sorry, my volume keeps on probably changing a whole lot. Um, that's kind of neat. Returns a value from 0 to 1. Mm, that's cool. So if you're setting up like a excuse me, my voice is giving out. If you're setting up like a SendGrid automated mailing campaign, that would be cool. From 0 to 1. So like only email people above point 0.7 with valid emails. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I'm ashamed. I should have known that existed. I'll have to go through all the modules. Yeah, no, it's cool. A lot of people build modules and they get added. This one looks like it's been in here for longer than me, or longer than I've worked with WayScript. So over a year and like a half. So I don't know how I don't know this one, but yeah, it looks neat. Verify emails. You're probably looking to make sure the emails are also people and not bots or non-replying emails. Yeah, for sure. The smarter emailing campaigns. Well, I guess I'll jump off here unless we get any more questions. I think it's about to storm pretty bad where I'm at. So, seeing the trees and stuff shaking outside. But, but it's cool. I like the rain. Hey, Derek, I reached out to support to get some clarification on the custom branding features, but I was not given a clear answer. Could you explain it as a potential paying subscriber? Clarification on the custom branding feature, but I was not given a clear answer. Yeah, so there's a couple different things that you do get custom branding for. I don't know what the tiers are. I don't know the pricing off the top of my head, but if you're looking to make like, I believe um Discord is one. Is there what type of thing are you building? Are you building like a Discord bot or I'm trying to think where else custom Custom settings comes into play. Uh, Websites, I think, maybe. Probably not. That's probably, oh, forms. Are you trying to build a form? Yeah, there's a few places that I think um, custom settings are not allowed, but I'm not sure. I do not think it, um, to my understanding, which, uh, I'm just a kind of the front facing person, so I don't have the best information on the pricing and everything. And if you spoke to support, they probably know more than me. But to my understanding, this isn't like a paywall type of thing. I think it's more on runtime. That may have changed, but I don't think it has. Let me look. Someone probably ping me on Slack or something, tell me if I'm wrong. May need to sign out. Yeah, that was a thing early on. Is we were thinking about like how we can monetize and everything, uh, and like custom Discord bots and custom forms and stuff like that kind of came to mind. But I don't think that's a requirement anymore. I may be wrong, but I think it's on runtime. Hopefully that answers your question. Custom branding feature, but I was not getting a clear answer. Yeah, I don't think that's something we intend to pursue at the moment. Uh, but yeah, it's not really up to me, so I don't know too much. Is there if there's a specific feature that you're questioning, like the forum or the Discord or something, let me know and I can do some research. I can figure it out, but I don't think it exists currently. Which I guess it does exist because you're saying you reached out about it. Let me look at our current pricing. Made this sign out. Let me sign out. My staff account here is will not let me go to pricing. Custom branding. Okay, so it looks like it is a part of our pricing. So I guess you're asking about this, the custom branding on the hero tier. So sorry, I didn't realize this existed right now. So the custom branding I believe we're referring to here is Discord bots allowing like the custom little bot icon um, in the corner because right now it says like WayScript bot or whatever. Um, and forms I think are another form of custom branding. But if you're just building a website or something, then I don't think that applies because you can just put in your own CSS and make it whatever you want. It is under the hero plan. Yeah, yeah, I see. I see. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, so custom branding just being Discord bots and form trigger, I believe. I believe that's the only things it applies to. Uh, Let me go through, make sure there's nothing else. Maybe dashboards. I don't know. Let's I will sign into a non-staff account. We'll take a look. We'll take a look at what we cannot do. I believe All right, so here's a non-staff account. Um, Testing custom branding. So I think it'll be Discord. Um, Module. Yeah, so I think it's this. And then dashboard response. Well, no, I guess I can, yeah, I can edit the CSS on that. Yeah, so I guess it's just Discord and the form trigger. But what I can do is I can figure it out. Let me talk to someone on my team. And I don't know if you're in Discord or if you want to email me at derek@wayscript.com. Uh, then I can follow up with you because I do agree that we should probably, or we might already have a page on custom branding, but I do not know where that would be. On like what it includes. But we should, at least in the documentation, we totally should have a page on what it includes. I don't think it's too well defined right now, is why it's kind of like obscure. And we should be better about that, in my opinion. But yeah, let's see. Sorry, let me catch up. Um, on that note, is it possible to know how much usage I've been using? Yeah, I believe it's right down here at the bottom left, and it's also in your account, I think. So if you go WayScript account, there's an account page somewhere. But I forget how to access it. Oh, there we go. You click on your name and then settings and then usage. Yeah, so here's your more refined information on like how much usage you're using. So that was just if you click your name and then go to settings and then usage on the left. It is under hero plan. How can I track runtime and events? So runtime, not a good way to track it at the moment. I don't think, but it would be cool. It, would you find it useful if like we had a WayScript module that like pulled your runtime and storage and events, um, and gave you those numbers so you could do something with them? I think we do send emails, but I don't think there's a way for you to programmatically get that information without logging in right now. So that would be a kind of neat thing. Um, I think we send emails, but I'll have to follow up on that. So module, a WayScript module. I think we talked about that before. Could you show where the branding will be on the form trigger? Yeah. So I think the form trigger is probably the most form trigger branding is probably the most if you're not making Discord bots is the most like professional place that the custom branding shows up. And it so yeah, I guess it's not even Discord. It might just be this form trigger. Um, so this logo URL is the premium feature. So let me sign back into my staff account and we'll play with that feature so I can show you what it is. Um, starting to come down. I'm sorry if y'all can hear the storm. Uh, Custom branding on form trigger. Yeah, so this logo URL is the difference. And I think we default it as the WayScript logo. Yeah, so up here. Let me, kind of small. Let me zoom in. So I believe it's this. I believe this is the custom branding. I think you can change the CSS and stuff under advanced down here on any account. I may be wrong, but I think you can on any account. And then the icon is the only thing I think that that's referring to right now, to my understanding. So, um, yeah, I'm not sure if that will stay. I don't think it will, to be honest. I think that moving forward, we'll probably focus a lot more on like events and runtime. But I think it was a test, so I don't know, I don't know if that will remain. But I guess at the moment it's there, so presents a little bit of an issue, doesn't it? Uh, in the team setting, are there shared usage settings? Yeah, so if if you have a team, then you can go to that team. So we'll click on this one, and you can get the usage and storage and events for it, and you can access those the same way. So Avengers is my team. I can click on, yeah, team settings right here, and look at usage. So I've had a couple of events on this, and this will be all members of my team will go under here. So teams are independent from a user, and you can view them all right here. Yeah, so just a couple of events on each of those. Um, are there shared usage? What solution do you recommend for e-commerce? Um, in the future, totally us. But at the moment, I wouldn't have a good recommendation, to be honest. Uh, the reason why I wouldn't say us at the moment should be fixed in the future, but like you can't build independent applications that you can't build a Node server or like a Django app or a Flask app right now, and we're totally aware of that. We're trying to fix that. So I don't have a good suggestion. I'm sorry. Just sent you an email about custom branding follow-up. Sure thing. I will let me reach out to our pricing guy, and I will get back to you. But I believe that's. Let me actually. I can just post it. I'm afraid to open that on screen, so I will post it actually in our work Slack channel, and I'll get back to you immediately. I can send you an email right after this. WayScript is too awesome. I plan to promote you guys heavily. Oh well, thank you. You can also build custom forms that WayScript works with, if that will help. Yeah, yeah. If you want to get around the branding, you totally can. So that was just a form, right? If you wanted to build a custom form, you could. A little bit more work, but um, if the logo, sometimes the logo is that important to not have it there. I think I have a form example. Form to Python. Yeah, but you can make your own form with HTML. A little bit more work, but a little bit of a workaround. Um, so member A and member B ran the same set of events, but both events run show in the meter. If if member A and member B ran the same set of events. Yeah, so right now, um, correct me if I misunderstand your question, but right now, if so, member A and member B, if they do it on their own workspace, so they do it under their account name, and they each build a program and run the same exact thing, then it counts for both of them. But if member A and member B are on a team together, then all that usage goes under the team. So like, I guess if member A goes into the team and then runs a script, and then member B goes into a team and then runs the script again, then yeah, it'll be 2 times the usage. But if the script only needs to run once, then it only gets counted for that one time of runtime, if that makes sense. Um, for e-commerce, depending on what you're looking for, you can slide by with, I don't know how to pronounce it, EC WID. Dang, I might have to get off here. It's getting pretty heavy, pretty heavy rainfall outside. But yeah, I'll follow up. I will get the information about the custom branding. Um, I think that's my only action item. Um, oh, and a good way to programmatically get usage is on here, and how to get the core files from Selenium can be disabled. But I do appreciate you all for tuning in. I hope I answered some questions. Um, I'll follow up with everyone that's reached out. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you all. We're very excited to keep on building this thing and making it the best it can be. But all right, thank you all. Stay safe, and I'll see you in 2 weeks hopefully. But all right, see you everyone.